Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block, on a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live at 5, rocking and rolling. Once again, we are on fire. Let's just get this screen sorted out, just so everybody can have a look at the fight. There we go. This is the one coin dance. Come on. Here we go. Looking good. All the colours of the rainbow in front of our very eyes. Right, let's get into these exciting figures. Lots of stuff happening in the market today. So let's just crack on with this. So we have got Bitcoin with 1% of the hash rate, Bcrash with 0.7. That's quite a big margin there. We'll have a look at Bcrash in a minute. In fact, we'll do that now. Let's just have a look at this. This utter shitcoin show. This is brilliant. So as Bitcoin.com reported, the Bitcoin Cash chain split successfully. I don't know why they'd want a successful split, but anyway. So this is the hash rate. So it looks like basically all the miners, well, pretty much like over 90% of them, well over 90% of them, just simply carried on, and they carried on with the bitchin rules. So Anne-Marie Sachet on his Todd on his own. That's the ABC chain. I mean, I've no doubt that shitcoiners will be piling in on that. It's like if they literally know nothing about it, they're just looking at price. Oh, that's a bargain. Well, you can buy my dog's dog shit. You know, if you want, I'll give you that cheap because it's a bargain. Like, ridiculous. So this is the bitchin chain. So we've got all these shitcoiners here. So we've got BTC Top, via BTC, Ampool, BTC.com. Bitcoin.com, ProHashing, all these other shit miners, like an absolute joke. Don't know what they're doing on there. And this is the ABC. So I mean, I'd like to know what percentage of the mining this is, but I mean, you've got via BTC with 50%, Dutch mining on it. I mean, what is going through their heads? Like, utterly delusional. I'd love to find out, their line of thinking. I find it fascinating. It's just like, wow, you're just completely off your rocker. Or they just don't know. They're just guessing. So, I mean, there's some big blocks being mined, but let's just have a look how long ago they were mined. So the last block mined on ABC was 6 hours ago. And then prior to that, it was 15 hours ago. Like, oh my goodness me. I mean, I think they're different block heights. So they're saying that in these blocks that via BTC mined, there were a 7.9 megabyte block. The last, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blocks were over 7 megabytes. But there just doesn't seem to be anybody interested in the chain, and rightly so, to be honest with you. So let's just have a look. I think it's listed on CoinEx. Here we go. CoinEx exchange. See if we can see some details on this. So just see if we can find this search button somewhere. Newest coins. It's got to be one of the newest coins. Is that being listed? Oh, there we go. BCHA doesn't really show a lot. $20 for shitcoin crash ABC. Oh my goodness. I mean, let's let's just see what the traders think of it. All right. Okay, so it's kind of bobbing along, just sort of flatlining at the moment, really. Yeah, not really going anywhere. It's got a high of 20.9 and a low of 20. Oh yeah, I mean it's just staying within the same range, really. Not going anywhere. I mean, I've no doubt. I mean, oh yeah, it looks like these are all the sales coming in. Sales. So there's far more people selling than there is buying. But I mean, who knows? I mean, shitcoiners just love creating absolute shit. Oh no. So it looks like up here. Oh, didn't see that bit. So there's it's got a 62% buying volume at the moment versus 37% selling. I mean, like, these shitcoiners, just absolute shit for brains. Honestly, it's hilarious. Yeah. Who knows? Interesting times watching that. But let's get back onto this. So yeah, a cool coin with 98% of the hash rate. And then network nodes, again, same as they ever were since November 15th, 2018. Transactions, Bitcoin absolutely smashing it with nearly 70% on 67.4. Bcrash, oh, they've got 2% transactions. Congratulations. And Cool Coin still stuck around 30. Again, that won't be going anywhere. Block size, oh, it looks like they're just winning on that one over Bitcoin. Bitcoin's got 47%. And let's play spot the biggest block on Bcrash. Let's see what's going on here. So there were 7 megabyte blocks, and I think there was like a 50 megabyte block that I saw mined on ABC. But this is the bitchin chain. So we got 589. Keep your eyes peeled for anything larger than that. 602. All right. Anything else? No, it looks like it's 602 then for bitchin. Again, no change on Cool Coin because their block size is capped, so it can't go anywhere. And let's see what's happening on Bitcoin. Again, I mean, this is quite interesting because Tal are gobbling up all the big blocks. They have focused their efforts on payment processing. So they are going to be grabbing these blocks. So in the future, in the very, very near future, when all these transactions start flooding on chain, Tal are going to be gobbling up all those big blocks because they can process those transactions faster than any other miner. So Tal have got the big blocks and Hathor have got the small blocks. So yeah, these other mining pools are going to have to pick their game up if they want to take these blocks from either Tal or Hathor. Interesting predicament to find themselves. But let's just spot the biggest block. So Tal's mined a 4.6 megabyte block. There's a 6.1 megabyte block by Mempool Norpool. Huobi's mined a 9 megabyte block. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, that looks like the biggest one on the on that column today. But tell you what, while we're here, for any newbies that are watching this, we'll just check out the blocks visualized on Bitcoin Blocks Live, because again, shitcoiners will never ever point them to any sites like this, so they wouldn't know that they exist. But you can see the transactions going into the meme pool here. This actually tells you who's generated those transactions. I mean, wow, those transactions are coming on thick and fast. And down the bottom here, these are the blocks that have been mined, so we can zoom out here. See, all right, yeah, so I mean, there was a 22 megabyte block mined just yesterday. I mean, on Bitcoin, 22 megabyte block is nothing. But, you know, for Bcrash and Coolcoin, you know, they should be like, wow. But like, novices, all these people who are piling in at the moment, have no idea. Like, they have literally no idea. Like, well, what's this? What's a block size? I don't know. Right, well, because they're just simply hodling. They've been told to hodl. They've been told not to use it. So they wouldn't notice that you can't use it. You know, but we know Coolcoin's dirty secret, or should we say Blockstream's dirty secret. But yeah, there we go. If you want to see the blockchain live, this is it. This is blockchain technology working in front of your very eyes. And usually, obviously in times of stress testing, this thing goes absolutely ballistic. It's fascinating to watch. But yeah, there we go. There are all the transactions going on chain as we speak. And comparatively, if you were to watch Coolcoin, that would be an absolute joke. It just wouldn't be moving. All these transactions being ejected from the blocks is what we'd see. So let's carry on here. We got hash rate by network. Yeah, yada yada yada. Bitcoin just above Bcrash. And then we've got proof of work by network since 1st of August 2017, which was the initial split from Coolcoin to Bitcoin. But again, the other two chains will stop. Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Transaction fees, again, Bitcoin absolutely smashing it. It's 14,659 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Coolcoin. However, it's 5.8% more profitable to mine on Coolcoin, probably because the price is allowing it at the moment, as we're seeing a massive surge in that. It's quite interesting. Come on, here we go. But it's 0.8 more profitable to mine on Coolcoin than Bcrash, so never mind about that one. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Ooh, Bitcoin just below Coolcoin on that one. But as you can see, it's been above it since consistently been above it since September. And then we've got transactions by network. Bitcoin winning. Transactions per block, Bitcoin winning. Network fees, Bitcoin absolutely smashing it. USD. Bitcoin fees, Satoshis, Bitcoin absolutely smashing it. Great strength of the network, that is. And a block reward ratio, again, that will come with price. And then we've got blockchain growth by network. Again, the other two changes will simply stop. And this is just Bcrash flatlining. Oh my god. Well, I mean, it looks slightly more perky than Amaree's coin, but you know, never mind. Right, global hash rate 7 days. Looks like Huobi's turned up the heat this week, just pushing Antpool down into 5th place, and then Binance down into 6th place. 24 hours, so Huobi turning up the heat in the last 24 hours. Yeah, jumped ahead of BTC.com and Poolin. And then we've got Antpool, Cano suddenly put further investment in, and then this is Coolcoin. So it looks like Binance is only mining on Coolcoin now, which is kind of interesting. And then we've got F2 Pool Mac in it, Huobi Mac in it, and then Poolin and BTC.com down in 3rd and 4th. This is Bcrash. So yeah, Binance has completely left the Bcrash network. Seems like they're not interested in it at all. But we've got all these shitcoin enterprises on there. BTC Top, Ampool via BTC, BTC.com, Bitcoin.com. Yeah, I mean, like, just they have no idea what they're doing. It's quite laughable, really. And this is Bitcoin. So again, the two big boys up there, Hal with the big blocks and Hathor making sure all the shitcoiners don't get a look in at mining any of the small blocks. And then in between that, we've got these other mining operations fighting it out. So Huobi wants to be a big player in Bitcoin, as does Mempool, Norpool. Don't quite know what via BTC is doing on there when they've got such a large chunk of their hash rate on Bcrash. Maybe they literally don't have and it's not just on Bcrash. I mean, they've got 50% of the hash rate on ABC. I think maybe they're just like asleep at the wheel. Like literally, who knows? Yeah, it's a joke. Other mining pools again. You know, I'm suspecting who they are, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Right, let's have a look at the shitcoin market. Here we go. This is the talk of the town at the moment. Let's see if it's reached an all-time high. Look at the market cap. CoinCap is now reporting that to be 26 billion. So that is $500 billion. $500 billion in cryptocurrency. You know, I mean, it's fascinating. This is why the world needs to wake up to the likes of Bitcoin. But let's have a look at Core Coin. That seems to be motoring today, up 3% today. So have a look at that in more detail. So it's currently $18,630, and that is a second all-time high. So 15% up on the week, 50% up on the month. Like Michael Saylor's going to be over the moon on that one. 3 months, yeah, like 50% up on 3 months, 90% up on 6 months, doubled your money, 125% up on the year. People who got in the beginning are going to be happy with that. But here we go. So this is all the records that we've got since. And so this goes back to July 17th, 2010. So my guess would be that was when it first was maybe traded. So maybe possible we're talking like Mt. Gox prices. We'll have to get some of our Kurt Wottek, our Bitcoin historian, on the case with that one as to when it first had a market price, because obviously it started off at 0.003 of a cent, but that was worked out due to the amount of electricity cost it took to actually mine a Bitcoin back then. Bitcoin Pizza Day was the is it 17th of May? Is that crikey? I'm sure it's May, or May 10th or 17th of May. Oh, dear, I should know this. Come on, here we go. Right, Bitcoin Pizza Day. Bitcoin Pizza Day. Here we go. 22nd of May 2010. Yeah, so that's when it first had a real world price. So this was just 2 months after, really, effectively. 2 months after Bitcoin Pizza Day, Bitcoin officially had its first market price, I guess. But look where we are right now. Hi, look at that. So that's actually the all-time high. Let's compare that to, seriously. Oh, come on. What is it? So today's high, 17,882 in comparison to 19,339. Right, interesting. So yeah, I mean, it has peaked over 18,000. That was this week. So it was 18,767 in comparison to all-time high. So, looking close. 18,760. 19,340. Good grief. So that's just like $800. $800 away from its all-time high. I mean, it's impressive. Yeah, I mean, it's good to see. But we here in Bitcoin have to appreciate what is going on there, because all of this value that we see piling into Corecoin is what is coming over to Bitcoin, but we don't have to take the risk of going into BTC and not knowing when this thing is going to collapse, because it will. You know, my guess is that it will be sometime next year, probably early next year. In fact, I mean, it's almost literally a case of history repeating itself. You know, we saw this bull market in 2017, and now 3 years later we're seeing this. But 3 years later, we actually now have Bitcoin that is pretty much almost fully functional. And core coin literally shooting up, all these newbies getting in, getting excited, having no idea because they've not tried transacting it, because they probably wouldn't know how to, because they just simply bought their first Bitcoin. Or actually, Bitcoin, can't even call it that. It's they bought their first core coin, BTC. And so I mean, you know, chances are they'll be on Coinbase or something like that, and they'll just be holding it. It's all about number go up. They have no fundamental understanding of this thing whatsoever. I mean, even Sunny Decree, when it goes, the protocol is hash. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, this is the guy that I used to watch like long ago, thinking that he knew his stuff, and then he comes out with statements like that, and I'm like, mate, you don't know jack shit. Like, seriously? You know, and then it's the same with everybody. Like I said before, my journey into Bitcoin was initially it's just like, oh yeah, everybody knows so much more than me. Like, what have I got to do to catch up? And yeah, you doing your research and you're literally gobbling up all this information because you're worried that everybody else knows so much. And like, you know, you feel silly asking questions because you don't even know if they're stupid questions or how obvious they are, and like whether because you don't know who anybody is, you don't know if they're wasting your time as well. You just don't know anything, you know. But then eventually you do your research, and you kind of like listen to people that you still don't necessarily quite understand, and then you sort of think, okay, well, what they're saying, so I can hear the logic in what they're saying, so you follow that, and then eventually you just sort of like you start to understand what they're saying, and then you go back to looking at these other people like, you know, the Winklevoss twins, and, you know, Charlie Lee and Roger Ver and, you know, Andreas Antonopoulos, and you're listening to them thinking to yourself, mate, you're talking absolute shit. You are fundamentally wrong. You don't know anything about Bitcoin. Oh my God, I have surpassed you. As they say in Star Wars, now I am the master. Yeah, loving that. So let's see what's going on with the rest of the market while we are here. Let's have a look. So I'm really not bothered about the rest of the market, but a sea of green, everyone's getting overexcited. Again, you know, Ethereum, proof of stake, proof of centralization. There's literally no competition between the stakeholders, but we know this anyway. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, Bitcoin's gone up a little bit today. 3.39%. On a bit of a charge, but then, I mean, it's just basically a bull run, really. You know, everyone just kind of like, because no one knows anything about crypto apart from us in BSV. We're the only people who know anything. So literally the only reason all these other coins are in the green is because people are just simply, they think they're spreading their risk, hedging their bets. But as Warren Buffett said, I can't remember what he said. Like, you know, diversifying your portfolio is for like ignorant people. But let me just get that one. Hold on. Warren Buffett quote. Warren Buffett quote. Diversification. Diversification. We'll have a few images on this one. Oh, there we go. Check it out. There we go. Warren Buffett hitting people where it hurts. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. It makes very little sense for those who know what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, fantastic quote there. Fantastic quote there. In fact, yeah, that I'm probably going to use that as my my thumbnail later on. But yeah, that says it all. That's the only reason the market is in the green, really. Satoshi had said to I had a question in my direct messages. What's the Bitcoin community answers? Comment below. So I said, you can't change, stop, or attack Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like the concept of numbers. It will simply exist. The only thing stopping Bitcoin is its own block reward halving. Bitcoin can never be created again due to the paradox of the centralized starting point. We only have this one shot. So literally, you cannot change Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a concept. The moment you change anything, you centralize it. And as I mentioned before, Roger Ver was just like, oh, well, you know, Satoshi enabled the chain to be split multiple times. So he obviously had envisioned the future with loads of shitcoins. But what he didn't realize is that if Satoshi had locked Bitcoin, as in like the protocol being, the concept being locked, it would be centralized and controlled and be worthless. This is the whole thing that these shitcoiners just like need to understand, but just don't have the intellectual capacity to do so. You cannot change it, but you know, you can tamper with it and centralize it as to your heart's content, but it's not worth anything. So you might have somebody coming in and like, you know, 51% attacking the chain and blah 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 blah, but all they do is they create a shitcoin out of it that's literally worth nothing. So Bitcoin literally continues. I mean, this is why with Anne-Marie Sachet and the first hash war, yeah, they started putting in all these checkpoints and they were changing the protocol, like trying to protect it, not realizing that, you know, actually Craig wouldn't have done anything to the chain, couldn't have done anything to the chain, and literally just had to leave it. That was literally all you could do. You just simply had to leave the chain as it is, and because you could carry on mining a new chain that had nothing that had done to it, and that would be where the genuine Bitcoin is. It might lose resources in terms of hash rate. It might lose resources in terms of developers and all that, which is a massive shame. But that's, you know, shitcoiners shit for brains. But it just continues. Like literally, the BSV chain is the only chain that Bitcoin follows that goes right the way back to the Genesis block. And in fact, yeah, while I'm talking about it, let's just bring up this picture and I'll explain it clearly. All right, there we go. Right, peeps, hope you enjoyed the show. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, joy give and enjoy your weekend. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah! One vision.